What is op art? It's short for optical art, and it's a style of visual art that uses optical illusions. Artists use shapes, colors, and patterns in special ways to create images that look as if they are moving or blurring. Op art started in the 1960s. The painting above is by Bridget Riley, who is one of the most famous artists of the movement. She was born on the 24th of April, 1931 in London. Bridget Riley was greatly influenced by her time in the advertising industry, and later on, a lot of her designs were used in the fashion industry, and models like Twiggy, a famous model in the 1960s, wore her designs on the catwalk. When Bridget Riley first exhibited her black and white abstract paintings in the 1960s, people were amazed at how they seemed to move. It was like she was painting with electricity, and the patterns were live wires. Some people have reported feeling seasick or experiencing a falling sensation after looking at her paintings for too long. Most of Bridget Riley's paintings are in black and white, but she used color too. Her paintings encourage the eye to move all over the creation.
Welcome to the Art Room with Mrs. Nolte. We are going to be doing a little project on op art today, similar to the type of art that was made famous by Bridget Riley. For today's project, you're going to need a piece of paper, a pencil, a ruler, some scissors, and some colored pencils. We're going to begin by folding our paper in half and cutting out the shape of a heart. We want a symmetrical template to start with so we have a nice even heart shape. You're going to lay the heart on the paper, and we're going to try to get it centered as much as you can. Make sure it's right in the middle of the paper, and then we're going to carefully trace the heart with our pencil or a marker. Once it's traced, you're going to take your ruler and you're going to draw a straight line right down the middle of the heart from the outside of the paper all the way to the bottom, and you're going to split the heart right in half. Now we're going to use our ruler and we're going to create a grid around the heart. So now we're going to create a grid pattern around the heart. You're not going to draw on top of the heart. You're going to make a grid that's going to go behind it. So I'm going to line up my ruler with the line I just made. I'm going to draw a straight line. If I come to the heart, I'm going to skip it and continue the line. So the heart does not have any lines in it other than the center. Now, because I'm right-handed, I'm going to turn the paper around and I'm going to continue my grid line. So line it up with the center line. Draw a straight line. Oops, there's the heart. Jump over it and then continue the line. Line up with the line I just drew. Draw a straight line. Try to take your time with this. You want to have a nice crisp grid. Now again, because I'm a right-handed, I'm going to line it up with the bottom of the paper. I turn my paper around to make it easier. When I come to the heart, I'm going to stop, jump over it, and continue the line. Line it up with the previous line, draw, stop, hop over the heart, and then continue. And I'm going to continue this up to the top of the page. So now this is where we're gonna make the heart have that optical illusion of being round and kind of puffing out. So we're gonna go to the 2 lines that hid behind the heart, but instead of going straight, we're gonna give it a curve, a very slight curve going out. If you have more than one line, you're gonna make them curved out. And now I'm going to take, I'm going to turn this sideways. The next line is going to come up and meet at the point of the heart. This little one's going to meet up at the top. Probably should have done that one first. Turn the paper around. I'm going to meet, this line's going to go to the center, and this little one up top. And then I'm going to continue working my way down the heart. Curve the line, and then curve the other side so it meets. Curve the line, curve the other line so it meets. And then I have this last one down here. Oops, I think that might be a little too, I don't think that lines up well, so I think I'm going to move this one down a little bit. It's a little bit more than I like. Gonna make it lower. There we go. So I'm going to take a couple of the grids off on the side. I think this paper's a little big. So I'm going to take 1 inch off on this side. I'm going to make it more of a square piece of paper. And I'm going to take one of the grids off on the other side. I'm just going to trim it. Make it a little bit smaller. In to make this checkerboard pattern, I'm using a colored pencil. You could use a crayon or a twistable. I wouldn't use a marker on this one. We want something that we can do a little gradation on the grid. So we're going to color in every other square. So here's, and I'm going to speed this up a little bit. So I did the first square, skipped a square, and then did the next square. All right, so every other square got filled in. It was a little tricky around the when it blended up around the heart. So you have to kind of look at it and really make sure that you're in the right square. And I think I made a boo-boo right there. So I'm going to try to blend it in a little bit. I tried to erase it. I know I did. Part of that heart's kind of messed up right there. I want to get rid of this, but it's okay for now. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my red colored pencil and I'm going to go around it just to get the heart to kind of show up a little bit more. And then I'm going to grab a purple crayon. I'm kind of making a shadow here. I'm going to grab a purple crayon and I'm going to color in my squares, the white squares, so I have a little more color here. Okay, and here's my finished piece of my optical illusion art. It looks like the heart's kind of coming up off the page a little bit with that curved line. Just be careful with your grid, and I think this one would be kind of fun to play around with. Can't wait to see what you do, and we'll see you next time in the art room. Bye, everyone.